Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I am your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I am your voice of Descendants and Zombies, here to help you make sense of everything Descendants and Zombies from here until the foreseeable future. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you have shown this YouTube channel. The outpouring of love and support that I have received is unlike anything else that I've ever experienced in my lifetime, and I've experienced a lot. And when I tell you I've experienced a lot, I've been very fortunate in my career to talk about a lot of different niches, but I have never been so honored or felt so privileged to have talked about a specific niche the way that I've talked about Descendants and Zombies over the last 10 years. This has been a lineage of a decade. This has been a decade that I will never ever forget, and you guys deserve to hear nothing but the best. And I am here not because of monetization opportunities. I'm not here because of the YouTube partnership program. I am here because of each and every one of you, and that is as honest as I can be to each and every one of you over this podcast microphone this afternoon, is that I don't care about being monetized. As nice as it would be to achieve monetization, I have never wanted to be on YouTube for monetization or the YouTube partnership program. You guys brought me back from out of obscurity, and what I mean by when I say that is you guys brought me back from out of nowhere when I thought my career was over. I thought I had said what I wanted to say. I thought my career had been completed 7.5 years ago, after I recorded what I believe was going to be my final podcast, and you guys brought me back from out of nowhere, and you fell in love with Descendants and Zombies, and I fell in love with Descendants and Zombies along with you, and we've been on this incredible journey ever since. I remember the very first moment I saw Descendants. It was in July of 2015. I remember seeing the red carpet premiere leading into the premiere of Descendants on Disney Channel. I was blown away by it. I've been blown away by it ever since, and this has been a journey that you girls have got me on ever since the very first girl showed up at my door and said, "Hey, Jonathan Clarke, you've been on YouTube and the radio for like 50 years. Can you please do a show about Descendants and Zombies? We will support you. We will love you forever. You're like almost 70. And I thought to myself, yeah, I've been around for a very long time, but not that long. So I took your advice under consideration, and here we are, the official Descendants and Zombies podcast that nobody else wants to create for you. So the very first girl that showed up at my door wrapped her arms around my legs, told me everything was going to be okay, and her dream was to have a show on YouTube with Descendants and Zombies because she knew that I was a legendary YouTuber, and here we are. I don't know where she is out in the world tonight, but I'm very grateful that she showed up at my door when she did, because I needed incentive. I needed ambition to create something special. But I never ever thought 15 years ago, when I thought my career was over, nearly 50, it's really hard to believe it's been that long, that I would be sitting here on this podcast talking about Descendants and Zombies. But I see how passionate everybody is about it. I see how much everybody loves it, and how incredibly supportive you are of your favorite stars, and the music, and the script, and how it unfolded, how the plot unfolded when you least expected it for either Descendants or Zombies, because they were very unpredictable scripts. Perhaps Zombies was more unpredictable than what Descendants ever was, because it was sometimes very obvious how the story was going to go in Descendants, but I think Descendants had its own unique moments and very special moments that a lot of people have never ever forgotten about. Like for me, the very first moment I saw the Mal character portrayed by Dove Cameron, it really captivated me, and I saw how everybody loved her so much. You know, she was so powerful, she was so strong, she didn't care what anybody thought of her. And I think that if more girls, you know, idolized Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson more so than what were probably 10 years ago, I think more people would feel more confident, more inspired. They would draw inspiration from somebody like Dove Cameron, and they ultimately become stronger, because that's what I've wanted to do for you guys on this show. I've always wanted to create something special for you where you would feel inspired and take inspiration away from. No matter if that was to create your own YouTube channels, or to feel like you were honored to be in the presence of your favorite Descendants stars, or to be a star of a Broadway musical, what have you. I've always wanted to create something very special for you. And every single time that somebody hits the subscribe button or the like button for this YouTube channel, it shows me that you guys really do love this YouTube channel, because I know that a lot of people really do love these videos, and I think there's a greater appreciation that needs to be had by a YouTube creator to throw up these videos about Descendants and Zombies than what we see, because we're not seeing that in the videos that people are creating about Descendants and Zombies. You know, a 7 to 12 minute long video is not really cutting the mustard, proverbially, for me. It's not really getting the job done. And when you say for people to subscribe to your YouTube channel, I think one of the greatest honors you can give them is to promise them Descendants and Zombies videos, and at least give them Descendants and Zombies videos. If you're going to show up on YouTube and talk about Descendants and Zombies, show up on YouTube and talk about Descendants and Zombies. No matter if it's Dove Cameron, no matter if it's Kylie Cantrell, and state how you feel about someone like Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell. Talk about how much of an inspiration Kylie Cantrell is to millions of people. Tens of millions of people love her, and it's for obvious reasons. She can sing, she can dance, she can sing anything she's given. which is an incredible honor because many people can't do that. You know, I've been involved in the music industry for a very long time on the independent band circuit and the independent singer circuit. And a lot of people would come to me over the years and they would present their content to me, and I would look for the value in the content. I would see the desire in their hearts and their eyes to want to be big names in the music industry, but little did they understand how much they had to sacrifice to get to that pivotal point that eventually Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell got to, and they realized that, you know, I think I want to produce my album independently because the major labels out there wanted me to perceive myself in a way that I don't want to be perceived, and I want to go a different route. So the only way for them to do that years later was to go independently, because the music industry is very unforgiving. And if the people love you, they're going to let you know about it. If the people don't love you about it, they're also going to let you know about it. So I think because the music industry is very unforgiving, the best piece of advice that I can give to anybody is that if you can't put lyrics to a melody, go away. If you can put lyrics to a melody like Kylie Cantrell and Miley Cyrus can, well then you're going places. And that's the best piece of advice that I can give to you, along with how if the audience loves you, they're going to let you know about it. If the audience doesn't love you, they're also going to let you know about it. The same thing can be said about theater. I mean, did you think that Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell thought they ever had a chance of being in the theater business? I don't think they did, but once they realized that these girls had talent, they were signed immediately. And I think they've gone to very high and prosperable places since then. I think they've gone much further than they actually thought they would. And their families have been incredibly supportive of that. Of course, Dove Cameron had the support of her mom. Of course, Bonnie uplifted Dove Cameron from Seattle, Washington, all the way to California just so she could be an actress. And then Kylie Cantrell's parents did the same thing. She grew up in a dance home. Of course, her mother was a professional dancer. Her dad was a music producer and actor. So they had the support and they had the financing. So I think that they definitely went further than they expected to go. I mean, Kylie Cantrell was just somebody who used to sit in her room every night, look at the ceiling, and watch High School Musical and Descendants at 9 years old and think, you know, this is my chance. This is what I wanted to do. She memorized all the lyrics of the songs of Descendants and High School Musical. She watched High School Musical ever since she was like 8. So she had the opportunity when she was called up by Nickelodeon. She refused Nickelodeon and said, we got to wait for Disney. And at that moment when she said that she had to wait for Disney, I had a profound amount of respect for her, because most people wouldn't do that. They go right for Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon is far more crazier than Disney ever is. For those of you who have never worked with Nickelodeon, I have. And Nickelodeon is really crazy. They are very far-fetched, and they are really out there. They are way out there. They are beyond the requirements of what Disney requires somebody to do. The only restriction Disney has, for those of you who don't know, is they expect you to be an adult at 8 years old. Nickelodeon doesn't expect you to be an adult at 8 years old. They just expect you to go out there, have fun, be crazy, and just go nuts. But Disney has a certain criteria that you have to live up to, and that's where the pressure came in on the shoulders of Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell, because they didn't really know how to handle this kind of thing. All they ever wanted to do, and all they ever knew, was they wanted to be a Disney star. So they had to put up with all these restrictions, which I think were completely unnecessary. And that's kind of why I've been advocating to get in as the writer and producer of Descendants, because I think creative freedom is something that is really needed for these Descendant stars to really expand and broaden their horizons, was the word I was searching for earlier when I was talking about the horizons of Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell. You know, God gave these girls voices for a reason, and it was to be heard. And I think they're heard through the power of their music. Unquestionably, Dove Cameron was heard through the power of music ever since the days of Shake It Up, when her songs were sprinkled all over these scenes, and Bella Thorne heard the song, thought it was hot, reached out to Dove Cameron on social media and said, hey, we want to give you an opportunity. Disney calls up Dove Cameron for a show called Bits and Pieces, and then Dove Cameron explodes in popularity like the heights of unprecedentedness, which is truly unbelievable, and Kylie Cantrell does the same thing. Kylie Cantrell's resume, very impressive. Not only does she have a very successful YouTube show with over 500,000 views in less than 1 year, she also had the opportunity to star in Disney roles like Tessa for Bizarre Vark, of course Tony for High School Musical, and now Descendants, of course, Red, her most revered character of all time, that she's done a fabulous job bringing to life. So I think that's why I don't really miss Dove Cameron as much as what I probably would if Kylie Cantrell was not donning the role of Red right now, because she's doing such a fabulous job doing it. And after everything that I've heard Dove Cameron say about the Descendants fans in interviews about how she's going to be watching Descendants from the sidelines, do you honestly think that she's watching Descendants from the sidelines? I don't think she is. I think she's just saying that for the purpose of a podcast to make herself look good and feel better. I think what Dove Cameron's been trying to do is trying to desperately close the door behind Disney and leave her Disney past behind her. And I have a profound amount of respect for Dove Cameron for doing that. What I don't have respect for Dove Cameron for doing is shutting the door on all of your hopes and dreams. And I've never wanted to do that. I just mentioned how I didn't want to qualify for the YouTube partnership program. I didn't care about it. All I wanted to do was talk to you about Descendants and Zombies because of all of you, I fell in love with Descendants and Zombies just like you did 10 years ago. So I think that when you hear your favorite Descendants stars that you felt inspired by 10 years ago, it's been over a decade, Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson. I know it's really hard to believe, saying that they want to close the door on Descendants. Sophia Carson was really one of the only ones to really speak out on the 10th anniversary of Descendants. Did we ever hear Dove Cameron say anything about the 10th anniversary of Descendants? I don't think so. All Dove Cameron is focusing on is her latest collaboration, Too Much, and promoting her EP, the second part of her EP from 2022, because we haven't heard much from Dove Cameron or seen anything in the way of acting from Dove Cameron in what feels like forever. While people say that Dove Cameron quit on her career, Dove Cameron is just trying to back up her own credibility and try to save her reputation. So I think that it's kind of really unprofessional that she's been kind of really closing the door on you and slamming it in your face. So I think that because of how Kylie Cantrell is doing such a profound job with Descendants, I think more credit needs to be given to her for just how incredible of a person she has proven to be time and time again that she is. And, you know, for the life of me, I don't know why Kylie Cantrell is crying over so much nonsense, because in all honesty, Kylie Cantrell is a beautiful person who doesn't deserve to waste her tears on anybody in this lifetime. If you have only one life to live, the best piece of advice I can give to you is to realize that you did nothing wrong in your relationship or a friendship you may have with somebody. I just want you to know that you are special in this lifetime, and if God can't see you for what your true worth is, and he's really missing out on an incredible opportunity, I think every girl needs to realize how special she is, and that's why I've been sending special shout-outs to everybody on this show. That's why I've been sending special shout-outs to Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell, because I love them with all of my heart. I showed up a year and a half ago. I promised you all Descendants and Zombies videos, and I've fallen through with that promise, while more YouTube creators than ever given credit for have not fallen through with that promise, and probably uploaded 1 to 2 Descendants videos to a time. I've looked over 300 videos, because the thing is, you deserve nothing but the best. And if someone's going to say something nice about Descendants and Zombies, it's going to be this guy. If someone's going to support Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell, it's going to be this guy. Because I know Kylie Cantrell has received her fair share of criticism for being a supporter of Descendants and being a fan of Descendants and being the right character. I mean, everybody loves to criticize Kylie Cantrell. While I wake up every morning at 6:30 a.m. to see what she's posting on TikTok, because she's scheduled videos every morning at 6:30 a.m., and her TikTok videos here recently are very fabulous, and they deserve a profound amount of credit. So why am I going to criticize Kylie Cantrell? I don't think there's any place in the conversation to criticize her. What I think is that everybody should make tea in a coffee mug and in a Mickey Mouse coffee mug and say nice things about Kylie Cantrell, because never enough things are said about her. I think that she's a beautiful soul. I think that her heart is in the right place, and if she feels if she's done anything wrong in the way of a political point of view, being dragged into a conversation about Donald Trump or about a relationship with her boyfriend because she can't make sense of it, the answer to that is simply this. Kylie is young, and Kylie is trying to figure out her life. She's trying to figure out her place in the world. And until she figures out her place in the world, people are going to criticize her because they know she's trying to figure her place out in the world. But as long as, I guess, we've got people like you out there, and they've got people like me out there, they are going to be able to make it through, because life is very challenging. And I know many of you are really young, you don't really understand where I'm going with this, but the thing is, when you're older, you'll understand the value of life and the appreciation of life a little bit more. But right now, I think Kylie Cantrell is in a position right now where she's just trying to figure her place out in the world and figure herself out and what she wants to get the most out of life for, and she's receiving criticism for that. And a lot of that has to do with jealousy, because, you know, you think of it yourself, you know, wanting to be in the position of Kylie Cantrell, and the only result that you can come up with is just to criticize her for being the right character and being so popular with so many young people. I love Kylie Cantrell, man. I've watched Kylie Cantrell on YouTube ever since she was like 10 years old, and all she ever wanted to do was sing and dance and review her favorite TV shows that I loved. Like, I used to watch every single episode of iCarly. I used to watch every single episode of Victorious. And many of you probably will think that I'm the sweetest guy ever to talk about Victorious and iCarly, but I really do love Victorious and iCarly. I love Miranda Cosgrove. I love the shit out of Miranda Cosgrove, man. She was one of the best. And the thing is about Miranda Cosgrove is she was somebody who was never given enough credit, because she was one of those stars that went and turned her life around, went to college, and actually decided to get a degree. Victoria Justice was the same thing, and they've had prosperous futures ever since. And I give Kylie Cantrell a profound amount of credit for talking about them in the light that she did, giving them the spotlight, but I think more of the spotlight needed to be on Kylie Cantrell. And it certainly was, with 500,000 views put up on her YouTube channel in less than a year. I can only dream of having 500,000 views put up on my YouTube channel, but I know this YouTube channel can get to that position because of how popular this YouTube channel is slowly but surely becoming because of each and every one of you. You know, when I first uploaded the very first video on this YouTube channel, I didn't think this YouTube channel would see probably 1,000 views, probably 500 subscribers, but it went from 500 subscribers to 1,000 overnight, from 1,000 to 2,000 because of unexpected surges. And it really means the world to me that you are here in support of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. I love Meg Donnelly too. I think Meg Donnelly is a beautiful person. To be so open, honest with each and every one of you, with an open heart and an open mind about her battle with anxiety and depression and her mother's battle with cancer. It means a lot to me that Meg Donnelly actually tells you this stuff, because Meg Donnelly does everything, like I said, with an open heart and an open mind. And because I know what it's like to struggle with a mom having cancer for over 10 years, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. And I sit here today with no parents because of different illnesses they may have encountered, battles with depression. It's not easy. It really isn't easy. So when you see somebody like Meg Donnelly being so honest with you on TikTok videos and live feeds, I have a profound amount of respect for her for that. You know, when Meg Donnelly goes out of her busy life to actually connect with each and every one of you, which I wish more celebrities would do, to keep you in what I refer to as the informative loop, I think that it's just amazing how she does this. And I'm going to miss her being a part of the Zombies franchise. As fabulous of a job that Malachi Burton and Freya Sky will do as Victor and Nova, I'm going to miss Ed and Addison because they were very down-to-earth. And I think Meg Donnelly was one of the most down-to-earth personalities that could have ever portrayed Addison. I think Disney made an executive decision when they made the choice to have Addison be played by Meg Donnelly, and they made a huger decision years later when they chose to make her the producer of Descendants and Zombies, because the thing is, Zombies means so much to Meg Donnelly, and each and every one of you means so much to Meg Donnelly. So I think that you shouldn't really pay attention to all the critics out there saying that you're this or you're that, or because you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies you should hear this or you should hear that about the franchise. No, you shouldn't. If anything, you should shy away from that and trust in the people who are actually providing you with great analogies about Descendants and Zombies, and there are very few of them on YouTube. I YouTube Descendants and Zombies every single night, so there isn't very much of a choice or many options out there for Descendants and Zombies fans. And that really breaks my heart, because I've just wanted to give you nothing but the best. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that we've reached a mutual understanding and we've bonded over Descendants and Zombies because we share the same passion. I don't know how good these shows are or how you feel about these videos, but I'm sure they inspire a lot of people, because I get in the comments all the time that people do feel inspired by these videos, and that's the greatest feeling in the world. To know that you live on an island near a soda plantation and a chemical plant that could explode at any given moment really gives me thrills. And it's such an honor to be able to know that I do this, and I do this effectively, and I do this so powerfully for everybody who ever said they were a fan of Descendants and Zombies, because I will forever be a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I can promise you that. I will forever and always be here. You guys will always have me, because each and every one of you have deserved far better for far long enough now, and it's about damn time somebody gave that to you and showed up and with meaning and with an open heart and an open mind and talked about Descendants and Zombies the right way, the way it was meant to be talked about. And I like to believe that I did that some way or somehow, because you guys deserve that. You don't deserve to hear your favorite stars criticized because you're a fan of Kylie Control, because you showed up to the Worlds Collide Tour because of Freya Sky and the song Gold Is Gone, which is a fabulous song, by the way. I got to give Freya Sky props for that song, the performance at the Worlds Collide Tour, where she was so emotionally overcome in the moment about being able to share with each and every one of you. That is passion, and that is a girl that is going places in Disney. I'm just going to say this again. That is a girl going places in Disney, and I am going to be forever supportive of her. So if you are a fan of Freya Sky, you have come to the right place. I will forever support her. I will forever back her, and if there ever comes a time when I run for President of the United States, because of Kylie Control's political point of view, some way, somehow, finding its way into the conversation every single night on TikTok, I will run for president, and I will finally give Kylie Control a president that she can be proud of, and I will do right by each and every one of you, because I will finance the Descendants franchise. And what I mean by that is Descendants won't have to worry about financial backing from Disney or a budget to be approved, because I will allocate the money that is needed for Descendants to be produced at least once every 2 years. You guys will get Descendants forever and always because you deserve it, and because it means so much to me, and because you guys are living the dream of being Descendants fans. I just wish I was as young as you guys and could experience Descendants and Zombies at your age, and understand it better for what it's worth. And I just like to believe that I'm trying to help you make sense of this, and I've done a good job of doing it. So definitely, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I think you might want to do that, because you're going to have a whole lot of fun here, because these videos are great. They are absolutely fabulous. How this YouTube channel works is, I may be a guy drinking herbal tea out of a Mickey Mouse coffee mug every day, but how this YouTube channel works is, not only do we talk about Descendants and Zombies, but specific moments on the calendar that can be highlighted, like birthdays of Dove Cameron and Ruby Rose Turner, we show up, and there is a video uploaded every single day. So you don't have to wait 3 to 4 days in between each video. There's a video uploaded at least once every day on this YouTube channel, and that's a promise that I made between you and me. Okay, that's a promise that we can trust in each other for having. You watch and I upload. You watch and I upload and repeat. So it's watch, upload, repeat. Watch, upload, repeat. And as long as you establish that relationship with your audience, then your audience will love you unconditionally for forever. Shout out to every host on YouTube. If you want respect and you want a mutual understanding between each other, talk about Descendants and Zombies, because these fans know what's up. These fans are smarter than ever given credit for, and they will love you unconditionally from now until the end of time. And because they love me from now until the end of time, and they will kill whoever criticizes me, I will forever and always be here to support them in the event of an alien invasion or a zombie apocalypse. I will forever be here for them as long as they kill for me. And the thing is, they deserve so much respect in the world for being fans of Descendants and Zombies, and far more respect than they are ever given credit for, because they are so smart. They know everything there is to know about Descendants and Zombies. If you are politically correct, they will let you know about it. But if you're incorrect on the other side of the spectrum, on the flip of the coin, they will also let you know about that, and they will kill you otherwise. So the thing is, Descendants and Zombies fans, I quickly realized, are incredibly supportive. They know what's up, and they deserve nothing but the best. And I think it's high time that somebody show up on YouTube without drinking a Gatorade for the full length of the video, or shoving a sub halfway down his throat, and talk about Descendants and Zombies for what it was worth, and the way it was meant to be talked about. Because I think the more that we talk about Descendants and Zombies, the more value we put behind it, and the more meaning we put into this, and the more heartfelt messages we can relay to people who are just waiting for heartfelt messages to be heard and to be seen. I think the more profound impact we can have on somebody's life. And I like to believe that I did somewhere, somehow, really reach out and touch somebody's heart through the power of these videos, because these videos are absolutely gorgeous. They are beautiful. And I think there is so much more yet to be seen, yet to be heard about Descendants and Zombies, and I'm just excited to be here with each and every one of you. With that having been said, I hope you subscribe and you like this video, and later on tonight, I will be back with another Descendants and Zombies video for each and every one of you, because you deserve nothing but the best in the way of reviews about Descendants and Zombies, and I like to believe that I'm here to give it to you, because you deserve to hear nothing but the best. And that's a promise that I would like to make between me and you. As long as you continue to hit the subscribe button and the like button, I will always be here. As long as you continue to show your outpouring of love and support for this YouTube channel, I will forever and always be here, because I've always believed that you deserve to hear nothing but the best about Descendants and Zombies. And I like to believe that somewhere, somehow, I've been able to follow through with my promise on giving you great videos about Descendants and Zombies. Because a lot of people will review Descendants and Zombies, and they will say nothing but the worst in the way of reviews about Descendants and Zombies. And I think you guys deserve far better than that. I mean, in what way, shape, or form do you deserve to hear your favorite stars like Clarke and have their credibility taken away from them, when they have devoted their lives and dedicated their lives with such passion to entertaining each and every one of you? The simple answer to that question, and the logical explanation that can be drawn, is that you don't. So I just want to take away a little bit of Clarke and Charles' pain. I want to alleviate the pressure off of Kylie's shoulders, Dove's shoulders, Sophia's shoulders, and talk about it in the way that it was meant to be talked about without criticizing them, and give them the mutual respect that you guys have for them to them, because in all honesty, they deserve far better. And I think that for the variety of videos that you guys have been seeing on YouTube, you deserve better for far long enough. And I just like to believe that somewhere, somehow, I showed up on YouTube a year and a half ago. I made a promise to you to upload Descendants and Zombies videos at least once every day. And somewhere, somehow, I like to believe that I did that, but I couldn't have done that without your guys' help, because without you, there wouldn't be no 50,000 views, 3,000 subscribers. There wouldn't be 2,000 watch hours. It's incredible how far this YouTube channel has come in such a short amount of time. I've been on YouTube for a very long time for various other shows, and I've talked about a lot of different niches, but never before has one specific niche been as incredibly supportive of me as Descendants and Zombies has, and I have each and every one of you to thank for that, because I'd be just some guy on YouTube nobody's ever heard tell of, talking about something that probably wouldn't make sense, a whole lot of sense to anybody, but I have each and every one of you to thank for that. So from my heart to yours, I just simply want to say thank you. thank you, because I honestly don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you and your love and support, which I hope you continue to show for the foreseeable future, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here for a very long time talking about Descendants and Zombies, and I hope that you're along for the ride and you guys don't mind me being the voice of Descendants and Zombies for just a little while longer. So I've got one more show to come later on tonight. I hope you will join me for it. Until then, be kind to one another as we close this thing out. Kindness really does go a long way in this world, but you don't know how far kindness can go until you actually attempt to spread that message of kindness, and you can help me out with that today by spreading kindness to somebody and showing it to someone who just may need a little bit of extra boost of kindness and morality in their own life. Because trust me, someone is out there. And somewhere in the constellation tonight, the words I love you are written. You just may have to look a little bit harder than some people to find it. I love you guys so much. You will find your light. With that having been said, bye YouTube. We will talk again in just a few hours from now. Be kind to one another.